you to introduce, but let me take up this task of introducing Mr. Derek O Brien. Derek O Brien is a politician, author, television personality, public speaker, and a quiz show host. He is a two-time member of Rajya Sabha, elected from Bengal, and is the parliamentary party leader of All India Trinamool Congress in the Rajya Sabha. He is the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture. He has also served and is serving on key parliamentary committees, including Home Affairs, IT, Telecom, Human Resources Development, Land Acquisition, GST, and Citizenship. O'Brien has spoken at, among others, Harvard, Yale, and Columbia Universities in the US, and several IIMs and IITs and other premier educational institutions in India. He addressed the United Nations General Assembly as a member of the Indian parliamentary delegation in 2012. Derek O'Brien began his career as a journalist, shifted to advertising, and then went on to become India's most popular quizmaster. He has written over 50 best-selling references, quiz and school textbooks. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Mr. Derek O'Brien.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Actually, when he said I have to give a 20-minute speech, I got a little surprised because I thought this was going to be, you're going to ask me questions and I'll answer. For many years of my life, when I asked questions across 8 countries and 60 Indian cities, I asked the questions, people gave answers, and I got paid money. But nowadays, everyone else asks the questions, I have to answer, and no one pays me any money. But I'm very happy to be here in Dubai. Not so happy to be here in Sharjah, because any of you from Sharjah here? Okay. I like Sharjah, but I was a little surprised. I've been here about 30, 35 times in the last 20 years, but I've never lived in Sharjah. This is the first time because there's a Sharjah International Book Fair today. So I saw the list of speakers. I'm in good company. There's Arundhati Roy. I don't agree with what she says, but doesn't matter. She's a good writer. There is, who else is there? Neil Mukherjee, who wrote this book, which got a lot of accolades. Wasim Akram. See what former cricketers do. They write books. Or they get somebody else to write books for them and put their name on it. Gulzar Saab is there also at this Sharjah International Book Fair. At least he writes his own books and beautiful lyrics. Asha Parekh is there also. So it's good fun. Hema Malini has written a book. Have you read it? No, I'm not surprised. Okay. First, let me tell you as to how we came across. Firstly, it's very good to be here because I have one motto in life with people, and you've got to tell 4 people all your secrets. Some of us tell 3 people all our secrets, but there are some good boys who tell 4 people all their secrets. A, B, C, and D. The C is the easy one. The D is the doctor. The C is the chartered accountant. The A is the advocate. So that's A for advocate, C for chartered accountant, D for doctor. You must tell them all your secrets. At least I do. The B, I'm not so sure. The B is the Bahu. So, when I told my chartered accountant in Calcutta that I was coming here to Dubai for the book fair, and then in the morning, he said, what are you going to tell the chartered accountant? I said, I have no clue. I have no idea. All I know is, I'm in Dubai this evening to pre-launch my book. It's called Inside Parliament, and that's what's going to happen at the book fair. So when Akanksha, who is, I think I've seen her as a child in Indian high school in class 4 or class 5, maybe class 3. So she said, "Uncle, if you're coming, can you do this in the morning? But don't speak about politics. The committee and all will get very angry." So I said, "Okay, I will not speak about politics." And so then I said, "What's the subject of this topic in the morning?" So I said, "The subject is very obvious. You please call it Inside Parliament, Views from the Front Row." So she called me back and said, "No, we can't call it Inside Parliament. The committee will have said that, you'll need permission and it's political. So we got to give it another name." So I said, "Really? But I still want to talk about the book." Even though you can't buy the book, I just realized, even if I promote the book, you can't buy it. Because if you go to Amazon.in, the book launches on the 24th of November in India. And we launched it in Yale pre-order 3 weeks ago. But you can't buy it in Dubai. Don't try. Are you trying on your phone? No, don't try. Because if you go to Amazon, they will say not available in the UAE. So, but when you go back to India, at least here buy one copy, because authors get 10% royalty on every copy. So every time you buy a book, I'll be richer by 35 rupees. So we didn't know what to do. So I said, "Okay, give me 5 minutes, Akanksha, let me call you back." So I called her back and I said, "Listen, let's call the session CA, Can Accomplish. At least it'll make all the CAs happy." Okay. Good. Can you all hear me at the back? Okay. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to talk to you about. We'll talk about the book, and we won't talk about politics because that's been edited. Censorship. Okay. We're used to that in India now. Can accomplish. I think that's something which some colleagues of yours tried to explain. I don't know whether I'm the right person here to tell you whether you can accomplish. And whenever these bios are read out, or these CVs, and I'm sure all of you are very famous people here. Mr. Kothari, when your bio is read out, they write about all the great things you've done. But can accomplish means different things to different people. And for me, can accomplish means so many things. It's not about sitting in the first row in Parliament. Yes, that's very nice. 7 seats away from, we won't go there. I was thinking about this last night. Can accomplish means you can accomplish at being a good father. You can accomplish at being a good brother. You can accomplish about being a good husband. You can accomplish about being a good friend. And when I put up my biodata on Twitter, that's what I put up. Because the more I think about it, I think, am I sounding very philosophical this morning? Yeah. So, to me, those are the real challenges of life. Those are the real things which really matter. And I'm really telling you very honestly that those are the difficult ones. These other things of, you finish, you've done every quiz show that is possible to do. You've run a television show for 25 years. I joined politics 15 years ago. But to me, if I look at one word which encompasses everything else I've done, and that's the common word across all this, is relationships. I don't need to tell you chartered accountants about relationships. So relationships, Otherwise, what would I be doing here on a Saturday morning where I could have been on the beach because I've got this evening session at the book fair? 20 years ago, earlier in my career, when I was looking for things to do, there was a principal in Indian High School, Dubai, who gave me a great opportunity to reach out to 20,000 children. So I had a relationship with him. I hadn't met him for so many decades. His daughter was in Colombia. So I was in New York. My wife lives in New York. Right? I said A, B, C, D, advocate, Bahu, chartered accountant, and D. She qualifies as B but not as D because she's a doctor, but she's not my doctor. Okay, I have a separate doctor. Never have your wife to be your doctor. Okay, so I was coming back to this. It's all about relationships. And when I look back, whether I work for the Trinamool Congress and Mamta Di, but you take away my member of parliament, you take away my front row seat. To me, what is more important to me is that I have the relationship with Mamta Di. If I'm the leader of the party, and if I'm the MP, and if I'm the chairman of the parliamentary committee, but if I've lost her trust, and if I've lost her, my credibility with her, nothing else matters. Sorry, I'm sounding a little philosophical, but at times like these you get philosophical because otherwise we are kind of letting our lives get ahead of us. So the only one thing which has worked for me, and I'm not some management guru or something, has been relationship. There is something else. I don't know, somebody, the gentleman, the vice chairman asked the question. So I'm going to ask the same question to you. I don't know what you mean by success, which may be different from my meaning of success. And there are 101 meanings of success. But tell me, to succeed in life, what's the one thing which you think we all need to have done? That's about 8 words. No, to become successful, you should have done something. So 1 word. Yes. Attitude. Who said that? Okay, that's a good word. You are the former chairman. See, attitude. Okay. One sec. There's a prize also. Wait. Attitude. Never believe a politician when he says there's a prize. Till you get the prize. One second. Attitude, one at a time. Attitude, respect, commitment. Who said passion? There's a lady. Passion. Okay. These are all very good words. Yes, all needed. Values. Excellent. Relationships. Yes. Content. Hard work is 2 words. Focus. Another lady. One sec. Prepare. Perseverance. Sincerity. Back. One sec. Front rows, hold on. Second last row. Humility. Yep. Humility. Yeah. Sorry? I didn't get that. Integrity. Okay, we'll go last 4. These are all very, very important. Blessings. Yes. Huh? Trust. Yes, trust. Loyalty, empathy, commitment, happiness, satisfaction. Wow, fantastic. These are all really important. Each one of them, doesn't matter how you define success or you don't define success, it's all very important, each one of these words, and I completely agree with you. But I'm doing a book next year, not to do with politics. It takes all this into account and it goes to one level over there, which says that 1-letter word to be successful, whether you're a politician or a chartered accountant or a cricketer or a dancer or a writer or a doctor, it's a 4-letter word. It's a 4-letter word. To be successful in life, you need to fail. Today when I look back, thank God I went there. So these are the failures in life. And I'm sure everybody else has failed. And once we start looking back at these failures, that's the way life is. So it's whether it's politics and,
Talk is CA means can accomplish. What does the word accomplish mean to you?
Yeah, Akanksha, as I said in my opening remarks, accomplish is what you make of yourself. So, this morning I had to accomplish something that while the chairman and the vice chairman and the important people here were giving their speeches, I hadn't had my morning cup of tea and my croissant. So I had to accomplish in that moment. I had to finish my tea and my croissant, while they gave their speeches. That's a small accomplishment. But on life's big stage, I think I shared, since I hadn't seen your questions, I shared what a little of this meant this morning. So it depends, because otherwise we think of accomplishments as what's written on our biodata. But if you can change the lives of 15 old ladies above the age of 75 who are widows or who don't have anybody in their lives, if you can spend a few minutes with them every week, maybe 15 minutes with 10 old ladies who are living in an old age home, if you spend 15 minutes every week, boy, that sense of accomplishment is so huge. And when you give a good speech in Parliament, that's also a sense of accomplishment. And I think another definition of accomplishment is what your peers think about you. I think that's very important. For all the shows I've done and the speeches I've made, when you come out of Parliament and you're in the lobby and somebody comes and tells you that, acha tha. Now in Parliament, we always tell a colleague it was nice, but the more genuine ones tell you that that was a really good speech, or someone will come and tell you, aaj thoda mood off tha.
Okay. So we all know that you've had a multifaceted and distinguished career with many accomplishments. Can you take me through your career?
I'll try and do that in 2 minutes. Yeah, just out of college, I got a job as a journalist. So that was also as a sports journalist. That was also communication. Otherwise we say we changed our career. Now a chartered accountant may not be changing his career, but as I didn't change my career technique. I changed the method of presenting what was my skill. I believe my skill was always communication. Understanding content, simplifying it, and then communicating it. I think that's my skill. Understanding the content or making knowledge interesting. So whether I was a sports journalist, I did that. I was in Ogilvy for 8.5 years. That's one of the world's largest advertising agencies, looking after the creative in Calcutta and in Delhi. That is also about communication. After that, I was doing my quiz shows and running my quiz company for 20 years. That's also communication. And what I'm doing as a politician is a communication. You don't know whether you're a good communicator or a bad communicator. You might be generous and say, Derek is a good communicator. But where am I communicating? If you take me to Midnapur, 25,000 people there who all understand Bengali, I will communicate. But if you take me to Gujarat or to Orissa, where I don't know the local language, I'll be a disastrous communicator. Okay? So the basic, you don't mess around with your core competence. And my core competence, I believe, is simplifying things and communicating that in a memorable way. So whether I've been a journalist, I've done that. As an advertising professional, I've done that. Through my quiz shows, I've done that. And in the last 15 years, I'm doing that as a parliamentarian. The core competence is the same. The techniques are adjusted.
So I think a lot of people, especially today when there are so many career options in front of us, struggle to find what they're good at. How did you realize, or how did you figure out that it was communication was your strong suit?
Yeah, I must have realized, and I'll tell you what my school report card would look at. It is a very wonky looking report card, because when it came to math, physics, chemistry, it was like, and when I was the best. I was the best one of in school. We used to have an elocution contest. I would enjoy doing elocution. I would enjoy that's communication. I would enjoy debating. I used to do now the guy who used to come first in class. Okay, I was nowhere next to first in class. But when it came to English and writing and expressing myself, I would sometimes be ahead of him or even come, like close to him. Today he's a neurosurgeon because he used to come first in all subjects, so we're still friends. So I think there's one more thing about, I think lots of you are parents here, so I'm trying to address that. Don't think for your children. My father passed away 1.5 years ago, and the more I think about it and the more I write about it, we disagreed completely. I've written that in my book. as the acknowledgement. His politics were completely different from mine. So, I don't know, the biggest thing I had at home along with my two brothers was freedom. The freedom to do whatever we wanted. Didn't want to do math, they'd tell us twice, karo, 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 okay, you don't like it. Yeah.
So I think we can all agree that you've had a very successful career, and like
Thank
you
you.
said, everybody's definition of success is different. For
Yes.
some people, it's like the bank balance. For others, it's spending an hour in the
No,
gym.
Mom, my bank balance is not too bad. I don't need to, you know, in politics today, they say in India especially, you know, there are only two kinds of people who join politics. Either you've made, you know, sufficient funds to live a happy life with your family for the rest of your life, or you need to join politics to make money. Thankfully, I joined politics 15 years ago because I've been there, done that, you know, as I said. So I can't, the only thing which has changed my quizzing life is I can't do a quiz show on stage anymore. Can't. I haven't done it for the last 8 years. Why? Because I can't give somebody a date. Because the dates come, you know, suddenly something comes up. So that's why I haven't gone on stage. But I would miss terribly if I didn't go on stage. So these opportunities to me are wonderful. You know, where you come, you talk, you chat. And Parliament is the biggest stage there is in India. For all the things we say bad about Parliament, that's a sharp place to be. There are 750 people there. Listen, not everybody who goes to Parliament is a criminal. Not everybody who goes to Parliament is some dumb suck. You know, across parties. You know, you got, let's say where I sit, you got 6, 7 seats away, 8 seats away, you have the leader of the house, Mr. Jaitley. Doesn't matter which party he belongs to. But he's a really good legal mind and a speaker. On this side, you've got Chidambaram. You've got so many people. You've got Ben Mayawati ji. Oh, she was there, now she's no more. But there is so much of talent there, and none of them, you know, they may have different political views, but they're all very, very successful professionals. In fact, I think chartered accountants get a bad deal. You know, there are so many lawyers who become MPs, but there are very few chartered accountants who become MPs. You guys must know why that happens. I don't know. Suresh is a chartered accountant, right? Ah, see, so I got it wrong. Who? Rahman Khan is a chartered accountant. See, in my house that means, you're right. Now, if you look at Piyush Goyal or you look at Rahman Khan, Congress, right? You're talking about Rahman Khan for the Congress? Or Piyush or Suresh Prabhu, there you go. You know, across parties, these are all very, very good professionals. Where did I go? I've gone away from Akanksha's question.
So, well, my question was, you touched upon it a bit, I think, but everybody,
Which one?
talking about success, but I think everybody here would want to know what is your definition of success?
No, I don't think I'm good enough to give anyone a definition of success. I can only tell you through my own life experience what one has done right. You got to be, you know, let's talk about in my, you've got to have somebody who trusts you. You got to have some skills which you got to possess. You got to have somebody who trusts you, who believes that you will not flip-flop. Same thing as a chartered accountant, you know. And of course, you got to be competitive. As much as I say, you know, we all go to Parliament and make a speech and we stand there for 20 minutes. No, no, no. We may not have read a speech, but there's a lot of preparation. You know, there's a lot of preparation. There's weeks and months of preparation. And sometimes, like, you prepare, you have a team preparing for you, then you sit with your team. It's serious business, but you know, too few MPs have given us a bad reputation. Now, all these people, the names you mentioned, across political parties, they're all very sharp. Yeah. And I think what's good today in Indian politics is that professionals who are good at their work with their parties and are loyal. Loyalty is important. If you're with the BJP, be loyal to the BJP. If you're loyal with the Congress, like that. And I think a lot of us are getting opportunities, you know. I mean, what on earth am I doing sitting in the first row of Parliament? Just think about it. It can only happen in India. For all the crib we have, what a great democracy we have. You know? We have 1.2 billion people. And here's a guy with an odd sounding name like O'Brien because some great grandfather of mine was in Ireland. So I get a chance to be up there in Parliament. Wow. You know, along with such a cross section of people. So whenever I think these negative things about India mein nahi ho raha, we have a great democracy. We need to celebrate that democracy. Doesn't matter which political party it is.